Hi guys, this is Destiny Inez, and I'm back with another part of my series. Let's learn about astrology. Okay, y'all. So this one is like the most. I feel like they're misunderstood too, honestly, y'all, because it's a lot of signs that I feel like it's misunderstood. But these are people who are the most emotional crybabies. What else do they say about them? They say they're emotional crybabies. They say they're so nurturing. They cry about any little thing, too sensitive, XYZ, and I don't agree. But this part is about them cancers, y'all, the crab. So the cancers are actually a water sign, and they're a cardinal water sign, and they're actually ruled by the moon. So you can imagine why people do think they're so emotional, especially since like the moon technically rules the emotions, even though it's like subconscious as well as emotions. But I get it, it makes sense. So yes, cancers can be emotional, but I do feel like it's misunderstood to a level because cancers aren't just like emotional like that. Like they're actually very like hard bodies. They're very gangsta. Like I'm not explaining it. They're very much hard bodies. When they get emotional, it's more to stop them from doing like something crazy. And but most of the times they don't lead with their emotions. Like a lot of times they don't lead with emotions. They can be very empathetic, so they do connect with people on that level because they are just very understanding, and they just like empathize with everybody in any situation. They could just get you. You feel like very understood by them. But they are very secretive, and I feel like that's not like people don't talk about that a lot. Like the way that they come off isn't necessarily how they are all the time. They can be very emotionally manipulative because of the reason I just told y'all. Like they do empathize, but sometimes they empathize just to manipulate you. Like, does that make sense? Very funny, very kind individuals. Um, they are nurturing. I can say that they are very nurturing. And what I mean by nurturing is just like they will comfort you and they will try to understand what you, like I just said, understand you. Like I just said, very empathetic. This is another sign who's all about security, and especially if they have kids, oh honey, they want you to be secure. They want you to be safe. Make sure you have a home if they are healed. Let me say that. Healed cancer placements can be some of the most kind, sweet individuals. They can be clingy, moody, but only if they really care about you. Like I feel like people don't stress that enough. If they really care about you, they will let you in. They will show you their emotions. But the second they do feel like they're being too clingy or giving you too much, they will withdraw and go back in that shell because like I just told y'all, they are a crab. Now, a lot of times when people talk about cancers, they don't talk about this part, but I'm finna get into this part. Cancers have some of the most crazy tempers, y'all. Crazy. Very explosive, very crazy. Like, y'all, it's ridiculous. Seriously. And I have seen it in person multiple times. It's not something you want to be a part of, honestly. Cancers can be very, very loyal and devoted, especially when it comes to their partners. They really are like that with their partners. They're really hyper focused on their partners. They love gifts. They love making their partner feel special. But, if they are not healed, they will be cheaters. They will. They will be cheaters. But they're still going to treat you right for the most part. But they will be cheaters. And they will use your emotions against you in that situation. That's why I said when it comes to cancers, they can be very emotionally manipulative. So watch out for that. I do feel like people underestimate cancers a lot because they do have like this innocence to them, but that is just a facade so that they can so that you can underestimate them, so that you won't expect them to do X, Y, and Z. If you underestimate them, then when they do something, or if they do something, you would never expect it out of them because you're underestimating them. Like a lot of cancers, they have like this innocence to them. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like in the eyes. It's like in the eyes, in the way that they talk. Very soft, very like innocent. But if you really know them and you really know the behind the scenes, you know that they're not innocent and they're not like that for real. That's just the facade that they play with everybody else so that they can reel you in, so that they can manipulate you. These are very strategic individuals, and I feel like people don't talk about that either. They're very, very strategic, so you have to watch them. Super duper smart. People underestimate them. I have to reiterate this because I don't feel like people talk about this when it comes to cancers. People really don't even talk about cancers because they really don't think it's much to a cancer, you know? Cancers usually always have money, and when it comes to the people they love, they're super duper protective over them, and they will go to war, and they will probably take a life. Yeah, they will probably take a life just to prove how protective they are over whoever they're being protective over. Being that they are a cardinal sign, they are very much career driven, and you may see these people very, very focused and very determined on their goals all the time. Where they have whether if it's a small goal or a big goal, they're always focusing on some way and somehow to make themselves better or elevate themselves somehow, some way. So they usually have a very good relationship with their mom, but it's usually toxic in some way because it's usually some sort of codependency going on, or maybe even the mom is just super controlling and overbearing over this person, this cancer. This is another sign who loves food and loves comfort. Like I said, they love food, music, and they usually have a niche hobby. I don't like I can't necessarily be specific about it, but usually they have a very niche hobby that they love, and they love to do it. They love to talk about it. They do love food, like I just said, and they love to eat, so they may be very, very good cooks. But this also can be a bad thing because they can overeat and get big. And this is like the case for a lot of signs, but some signs it's more prominent for it to happen to. This is one of the signs who kind of do have like codependency problems. They have a sense to constantly want to be around somebody, constantly want to be in somebody's presence, constantly want to talk to somebody. And when I say be with somebody, I mean like be with somebody, like be in relationships. So you might see them jump from relationship to relationship a lot of times. And it's just because they don't like being alone. They really don't like being alone. They don't like the sense of feeling like they're by themselves. But they don't mind being by themselves. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of times they do have a tendency to latch onto somebody and just keep them in their like grasp. And now there's just like one person codependency. Like, I don't know how to explain it to y'all, but that's like essentially how to explain it. But that's pretty much all I have to say about cancers. Toodles.